I'm not gonna kid you guys, I have not been looking forward to this project. It's gonna be hot, dirty, and sweaty. Okay, I'm formulating a plan right now. So, okay. Welcome to today's Minimalist Monday. You know, the upside of this is every day that I get to spend filming with you guys is an awesome day. Alright, so what we have going on out here is a situation that no one wants, and the more I procrastinated, the more anxious I felt every time I came home, pulled into the carport, and saw that looking at me. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get around to that. You know, when it cools off. It's gonna be 105 today, and there's gonna be lots of dust and dirt flying around in the air, but you know what, it's a good thing to sweat. Okay, I just wanna give you guys a quick snapshot of what we're working with here. So I've got gardening supplies kind of on this side, top dressings, and in these white 5-gallon buckets, those are top dressings, and also I've got some like granite, it's almost like sand basically, decomposed granite for like potting up cactus and succulents. Got some empty pots here. So these all had a bunch of aloe in them, and so those, I recently had an aloe sale and sold a bunch of those. This pot with all the shells on it, some of them have fallen off the pot, but that was just free with a plant that I had gotten free at a estate sale, and I don't need the pot, and I'm not going to be using the shells, so I'm going to probably see if someone else wants that. And then I've got some more empty pots from the aloe sale there. Got a propagation tray, some more pots up here, some empty pots that are larger than I'm planning on using, and then some empty pumice stone planters. Okay, so how we're going to tackle this is we're going to start with making 3 piles. One's going to be keep, one's going to be get rid of, you know, whether it's donate, sell, you know, whatever. The third pile is going to be a maybe keep, you know, if I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Okay, I just realized that the bottom of this pot was completely disintegrated on the bottom. That was the free one with the shells on it that we got with the free plant at the estate sale. So when I go to pick that up, all the soil is gonna fall through the bottom. So I'm just gonna sweep that all out first from the carport, and then I'll start the piles. I'm going to start making a pile of items that are going to be for sale. I think I'm going to do a pot sale. So right now I'm just going through which pots I'm keeping and which ones I'm going to let go of. Any pots that still have good soil in them, I'm reusing that soil. So I've got this 5-gallon bucket that I'm going to dump in any soil that's still good, like the cocoa soil. And any of the small pots that I'm not going to be using anymore, I'm going to put those over there. They're perfectly good pots. It's just that I'm trying not to have so many small pots. I spent some time separating out what pots I was going to be keeping and which ones I'm letting go of. So I'm going to be working on this side of the carport. I've got all these 5-gallon buckets. I keep most of like my pumice and decomposed granite in there for potting up plants. Some soils, and I've got some top dressings too. I'm going to sort out the gravels that I have here because there's some that I don't really use so much, so I decided to just kind of separate those, keep some of them, and then some of them I'll just have with the sale. And I've got a bench in the back that I'm going to bring up here to help organize the buckets once I kind of figure out which ones I'm keeping. Okay, this is going to be a recycling bag. I've got some like old plastic trays. Boxes for recycling. Okay, just keeping the last step. Alright, I'm taking a quick iced coffee break, and you guys didn't tell me I was wearing my shirt inside out. I didn't even notice that. I took some pictures of the gravel that I was gonna let go of after I separated it out, and then the plant pots too, and I posted that on Craigslist. And so I've got a couple customers coming by for those. So I don't know how many pots they're gonna get. Okay, it looks like they should be coming to pick those items up in about 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna go out, I'll go out to the back right now and go grab that bench and move that up here. Okay, so my customers came by and picked up the top dressing, so most of that is all gone there. Okay, I got pumice. And then this plant, I'm gonna repot that into a different pot, and I'm gonna be selling that blue pot. Oh, and that gold one too. So I'm gonna work on cleaning this corner right now, and then I'll pot up that plant, and then I'll post those pots, and then I've got some customers coming for those pots there. Okay, I just repotted the pencil cactus. There's its blue pot. So I'm gonna photograph the blue pot, and then this one I brought out from the back. So I'm gonna photograph both those and post those. We just sold the pots. There's a couple plants I still have for the plant sale, but this I've got listed too on Craigslist. So there's some, you know, aside from the outdoor stuff, I've also got some indoor items. I'll show you really quick up here. All the pots are gone, all the ones that I had for sale there. Everyone came and picked them all up. I've got one more that's gonna be picked up, I think this afternoon she's gonna be coming for that one, the strawberry planter. And here I've got my gardening supplies. And I know it could look, you know, cleaner and crisper in here if I didn't have those, but I use them all the time. So I'm constantly in and out of these buckets. So I need to make sure that everything is still functional, easily accessible. You know what, my Craigslist customer is just now pulling in the driveway. So I will see you guys in a minute. Okay, I'm just taking a break inside, having some water, and I'm curious what you guys have in your garage or carport that you're like, you know, I've been storing that for a while, it's not serving me anymore, and I'm ready to let go of it. I'm curious, let me know in the comments below if you guys have anything like that. I mean, I know right now I'm mostly like showing you guys, you know, my gardening stuff, but it's not really about the stuff, it's just about what you're, you know, what you're kind of done with, what's not serving you anymore, what you're ready to let go of, and kind of clear out so it's not taking up storage space from you. But not just storage space, it's also like everything we own takes up one of our valuable resources. It either takes our time, which is a very limited resource, or it takes our energy, which we each only have so much energy that we're able to expend each day. We can only focus so much time and energy into one area, you know? And there's better areas to focus that in, and there's things that are just kind of more like a time and energy drain on us, you know? And normally stuff and belongings, especially if it's the kind of stuff that is not serving you anymore, it's just items where you're having to shift them around, you're moving them, you're taking energy to, you know, try to clean around them or maintain them. But aside from time and energy, it could be taking your money too, you know, the expense it might take to maintain an item, or if it's an item that was salvaged or something and you're going to be putting money into it to fix it up. So you know, there's those kind of three areas that I like to look at of our resources that are valuable resources because we can't get any more time, we only have so much energy to expend, and you work really hard for your money. And you deserve to have all of those resources put into an area of your life that improves your life. It either levels you up in some way or brings you happiness or joy in some way. And you don't want something draining you of those resources. You don't want to be hemorrhaging in any of those areas, you know. And it could seem like a daunting task to swing open your garage door and be like, okay, where do I even begin? You know, maybe you have boxes stacked up to the ceiling and you're not even sure what's in those anymore. But it's definitely so worth it to just take a day or a weekend, get in there and start clearing stuff out. Just start breaking open those boxes and be like, do I need this? Do I love it? Will it make me money? Or is this serving me and my life right now? Or in the foreseeable future, will this serve me? Another question you could ask as you're going through stuff when you're trying to decide is, well, aside from the, does this spark joy? You could also ask, you know, would I put this in my garage sale? That could be another way to look at it. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, I would be happy to get rid of that and make a little money on it or something, or get, you know, earn a little money back from it instead of having it sit there and consume from you, right? Because whether it's consuming your time, energy, or money, it might just be sitting there consuming your space. And you know, when you're going through your stuff, you're going to come across items that are still in good working order, they're still in good condition, and you might be like, well, this is still usable. So that's why I like to ask, not just is the item usable still, but is it serving you in some way? Is it adding value to your life instead of just consuming or taking from you? You want it to be giving more than it's taking from you, you know? So having a quick little set of questions that you can just run through really quick, it's almost like having a filtering system that helps you sort things out just super fast. And then you don't have to spend a lot of time doing it, you know, like spend days trying to sort out a room or something. You can get through it pretty quickly when you have a lineup of questions and you can just dig through your boxes or whatever you've got going on. Luckily, I don't have like any major storage boxes or anything really stored away. I do have some winter clothes in my dresser. I do need to go through my dresser. That might be a Minimalist Monday for the future. Oh, and even though we're working on gardening stuff and pots and things like that, that's all that I have stored outside, but for others it might be something else. So just apply this to anything that is in your carport or garage. You know, maybe it's old paint cans or, you know, tools that are obsolete now, or maybe supplies for projects that you were gonna do and then decided not to. You know, it can be applied to anything and whatever kind of stuff that you have stored away. So our Craigslist customer just left and she was so stoked. She was the one who was getting the floor poof that was inside. And then I've got a customer coming for, someone's coming for that pot later on. Oh, I've got one customer coming for a plant that's inside here. It's the potted euphorbia. This one here. And then someone's coming for that one later, but bare rooted because I'm not selling the pot, just the plant itself. When I first got this one, it was about that tall and it had a few other ones in the same pot, and I just separated them all and grew them all as individuals. That's the Euphorbia White Ghost. So that gray woven floor puff, that was the one that we just sold, and because we're going to be replacing, we're getting a different ottoman for that chair, and that one was too low for it. So that's why I'm just kind of swapping it out. That's what I like to do. If something that I have, you know, it was a really nice floor puff actually, but if something is new that's going to be coming into the house, then I get rid of something, you know, so I don't have just things coming in. I like to have, you know, if something comes in, something goes out. So that's been our rule, and that works out really well because then we don't end up with only things coming into the house and then nothing ever leaves, you know? We have a bunch of rocks up here. Michael and I are rock hounds. We love gems, minerals, crystals, but we also love just regular rocks that you can find out in the desert. And then I will use, you know, like pieces of the sandstone. I'll use those when I'm potting up succulents or cactus, you know, making dish gardens. Just adds an interesting element to it. So that's what I have those for. And then on this side, Michael's got some baby cholla that he's propagating, I think. I don't know if they're just laying here. Let's see. I think they could use some water probably. Alright guys, thanks so much for being here for today's Minimalist Monday video. I was just looking around because my neighbor is over there. So yeah, it's probably looks pretty awkward me standing here talking to a camera. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I did the best I could without going out and getting any other organizers. If I did have more 5-gallon buckets, what I would do is I would take those bags of soil, top dressing, and worm castings that I have kind of rolled up underneath the bench, and I would put those in 5-gallon buckets and store those under there. But anyway, I just used what I had for today and just want to get that sorted as best I could without adding anything else to it. Oh, and the turfus too, that bag on the end, that I use all the time, and that makes an awesome top dressing. You can also mix it in your soil for lithops or succulents. So that was my main goal here, was just to clear out items that I no longer plan on using and just keep everything that I use, you know, pretty often for all my potting up of plants. Okay, it's dinner time. I'm gonna go in now and go get some food. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for today's Minimalist Monday, and I hope to see you in the next video. I'm not sure what it's gonna be. I've got several projects going on at once, but yeah, it might be a vlog, we'll see. But I will see you guys then. Bye.